Peace, everyone. This is Steven. Um, got a lot on my mind tonight. I did a video earlier and was experimenting with the Apple iPhone that I bought, 6S. Very nice phone. The quality of the video didn't come out as well as I thought it would come out, but thought I'd do another video. Actually, I had lost a video, but then all of a sudden I came back and found the video itself. I wanted to talk something about perseverance today. Now, my friend and his wife were talking today about perseverance because they're in real estate. They buy houses, they flip houses, they make money, and it's disgusting how disgusting and amazing at the same time how they are making the money that they've earned and they deserve. Matter of fact, he actually made more in 1 week under contract than I make an entire year. Now, hopefully, God is going to bless me with the ability to get into business with him and go into business with him and work with him as a sales representative of Maverick Investments Group. That's what the company's called, Maverick Investments Group. So if anybody is watching this video, go online, look up Maverick Investments Group. If you have any properties, any distressed houses that you need to sell, give them a call. But what I was going to say about perseverance is this. I mean, I've been through a lot in my life. I've been through a tremendous amount of pain, tremendous amount of failure, tremendous amount of success, tremendous amount of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. But at the same time, I'm still learning. I'm in my 40th year. On March 4th, I'll be 41. And I have to say that I am actually enjoying my 40s. Now, this video is going to be more or less a rant and rave because I really don't have anything specific to talk about. I just wanted to test the waters. I haven't put up a video since December 1st. Just went back into my videos and discovered that I actually saved the video on the wrong format. So I'm about to put up 2 new videos today. I tried putting up the video on my Apple iPhone that I filmed on my bed while I was just, talking about the 12 jewels. But it didn't come out too well, so I wanted to go back to the camera, the webcam. I wanted to go back to the sitting at the desk. So, next to my TV, next to my computer. Perseverance, though, is extremely paramount when it comes to how you engage life. All right. So the scriptures say, "He who endures unto the end shall I give a crown of life." That actually is mentioned in the Bible multiple times. I know it's mentioned in the book of Revelation. I think it's also in the Gospels as well. So if you endure unto the end, God will give you a crown of life. Whether your crown be the Kangol that I got on my head right now, that's reminiscent of the Loch Ness Monster, Krill Lloyd. He knows what I'm talking about. Whether it's a crown of gold or a crown of platinum or a crown with jewels, or whether it's just something spiritual. We don't know because I haven't entered that plane yet. But at the same time, if I endure unto the end with basically everything that I do in life, if I endure unto the end, like let's just say I get to work on Monday and it's an 8-hour shift. I get my lunch break. And I work from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. And at 11:30, I'm telling myself I'm never going to make it through this shift. I'm never going to make it through this shift. Then 4 o'clock comes after I've had my lunch and I got some food in me, some extra fuel, and I make it at 5:30. Then I make it at 6:30, and then it's like the last 2 hours of the most grueling hours of the day because we know we're so close to being finished that we can taste it. Then we get to Tuesday, and then it's Wednesday, and we're halfway through, and then we get to Friday, and we're counting down the hours, and we make our quota, and we get to go home early, and you tell yourself it's now Saturday, and I endured unto the end. I made it to the end. I made it through my tribulation and my temptation of all the negative things that surround me, and I just. Enduring unto the end is by far one of the most powerful things you can do for your life. Because for one, it'll transform you. Perseverance actually includes endurance, diligence, benevolence, and patience. Patience. You know, you could name a plethora of virtues that we use as human beings. Those who are held accountable to their own standards. You know, you could use a plethora of words that are virtuous, that help us to be better human beings, to be better workers, better friends, better lovers, better sons and daughters, and colleagues and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So when Rick's wife was talking today on the Apple iPhone, the text message feed, she was saying that she hopes that God gives her the perseverance to make it through. All right, so I figure like this. I've been through a lot in my life. I've been through a tremendous amount of pain in my life, and I just recently got out of about 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, got out of a really toxic relationship that nearly destroyed me. But I'm a stronger man for it. Make a long story short, I persevered through it. I made it through. And I trust in God to guide me through what needs to be done to make it through to the next chapter. All right. It's very, very, very extremely important that you persevere, because if you don't and you give up, you never know if you're going to make it to that last step that leads to success, which leads to the next step, which is living and breathing and bringing to fruition that success. Take one more step, like Killer Priest said, one step at a time. Build your mental and spiritual arsenal. Now, I heard a voice. You guys know this. I hear voices. I'm schizophrenic, whatever. I heard a voice yesterday say you need to sharpen your sword. Get your sword ready. People, there's a war coming, and only the chosen ones understand it. That's from Grave Diggers, from the song Repentance Day, which I recommend to anybody who wants to stay conscious. Not just conscious in a cliche manner, but I mean conscious of what's going on, the equilibrium and the time energy continuum that flows through the fabric of reality. All right, so I could recommend about a dozen different CDs to listen to. Heavy Mental by Killer Priest, Wu-Tang Forever, Wu-Tang Enter the 36 Chambers, all the affiliates, Rakim, even Eminem. Eminem is a genius when it comes to lyricism. I sometimes don't agree with the content and all, but I mean that's his choice. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying when it comes to conscious spiritual music, by the way, he's a genius. All right, so if you ever see this video, Eminem, you're a genius. All right, you're by far the most cunning of lyricists out there, cunning linguist. Peace to you, man. So I mean, be careful about what you put in your mind. Be careful about what you put in your ears, what you put in your eye. All right, because the eye is actually the gateway to the mind. People say that the third eye is the mind's eye, and that the mind's eye is the third eye. But I myself don't have a right eye. It's a prosthetic. But what I'm saying is very careful. You got to be very careful about what you put inside your eye. And so also what you put inside your ear, because these things seep into your brain and your soul and your spirit and your mentality. Your mental actually gets saturated with these types of things that you put in your eye, the things that you watch on TV, or the music you listen to in your headphones. And basically stay positive and keep what's in your mind positive. Now, the other side of the coin is that life can be negative at times. And I know I'm ranting and raving, but it's all good because I have nothing but time. That's all we got is time. Time is money, and money never sleeps. So, first album I'd recommend anybody listening to would be Wu-Tang Forever. Came out in 1997. Then there's the best album I think that's ever been made. And it's Killer Priest, Heavy Mental. All right, so if you really follow these spiritual, wise lyricists artists, musicians, you'll realize that there is a theme out there. There's a thematics involved in the way that these CDs and these albums are crafted in there and hemmed, and so I have to say that, if I could contribute or attribute to my mental state, my understanding of how the universe operates on a self to God scale, because I believe that God exists within self, I would say that there's a number of lyricists that were responsible for my mental upbringing. The first time I heard Wu-Tang Clan, back in 1993 when they came out their album Enter the 36 Chambers, I didn't understand 70% of what was going on. You know what I'm saying? They're calling each other God. God. And when I was a kid, I was like, 15 years old. I was thinking, oh man, they're calling each other God. And so basically, I was like, oh, that's like a compliment. No. It goes much deeper than that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you got the mathematics, you got the God, you've got the self, you've got knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, freedom, justice, equality, food, clothing, and shelter, love, peace, and happiness, the 12 jewels, all these things that I learned over time that I did not recognize until years later. So if you have to understand is like, everything is intertwined, everything is interwoven. You can look in the Gospels, you can look in the Old Testament, and you see things. I see things now that I didn't see before, and that's just over years of study or years of meditation, or like Psalms 1:1 or Psalms 1 says, his delight is the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, if we meditate upon these things, we meditate upon the beautiful things in life, we're gonna manifest a beautiful cathedral within our minds. Our palace is our mental. So if you think about it, it's like, you gotta pour into your mind the foods that are healthy for the actual, fabric and the actual structure or the architecture of your mind. Because if you fill it with things like pornography or, satanic movies or exorcisms or, profanity, which I mean, it's part of life and all, you know what I'm saying? You anybody can sit there and say that these are different flip sides to the same coin. You can't have one side alone, you have to have the other, but what I'm saying is that, what am I saying? What I'm saying is that you got to fill your mind with positive things, because the more you feed the negative, the stronger it gets. And just like a lion, it needs to be fed. Like the wolf, it needs to be fed. In order for it to succeed in its domination of your soul and your mind and your center, you have to feed it. In order for it to survive, you have to feed it. So I want you to go out there and I want you to pick up a Wu-Tang Forever album. I want you to go out there and pick up Killer Priest Heavy Mental. Start exploring what these artists are delivering to your mind, because if you expand your mind, it has no dimensions. You know what I'm saying? It has no limitations. But if you stagnate your mind, it has limitations. And so basically you got to be sharp with your word. You've got to master your word, because basically you are the word. So I say this to everyone out there. It's been a pleasure. Check out my videos, and peace.